Okay guys, this video is going to be called Change Your Life in 4 months. I used to do a video called Change Your Life in 3 months. I've extended it a little bit. Two things inspired me to make this video again. A lot of comments from you guys. Number two, I saw a video on TEDx by, I can't remember the guy's name, I'll try and link it in the bio. But he was talking about how long it takes to learn certain skills. Now, he saw that 10,000 hour rule in Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, that it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. Now, who wants to be an expert? Okay, so if it's a certain thing that you love, if it's a certain sport or your craft or the one thing that you're dedicated to, let's say you're a film director, you might want to put 20, 30,000 hours into that to become the best. But in order to learn new skills or to learn a new habit or something, you know, he wanted to find out, this guy in the TEDx talk, what it takes to just become good enough to become not satisfactory, you know, but of a level where let's say he's compliant with the skill, you know, where he can do certain things, you know, he can get by. Let's say it's Photoshop. You can do enough to make 2 or 3 images or whatever. You know, you don't have to be the best on the planet and make something Instagram worthy or Pinterest worthy. But you can create something that people go, yeah, that looks natural, that looks real, that looks good. Now, he looked into that, and he said it takes 20 hours to become good, you know, to become competent. That was the word I was looking for. To become competent at something. Now, when you think about it, 20 hours, right? How much time do we really have? Most people work a 9-to-5 job, they might have a relationship, they might have all this different shit going on. You maybe have 2-3 hours a day spare to yourself. I believe everybody can spare an hour a day to spend on learning stuff, to learning new stuff, to evolving who they are, to progressing in life. Now, if you spend an hour a day learning a new skill or studying something or watching a video, podcast, whatever it might be, now you could fit around about a skill and a half into every single month based on 30 days. So if it's 4 months, then we've got 4, 5, 6. We've got about 6 skills that we can become very good at in that time period, based on that logic, because of the amount of time that we've got there. Now, the reason I bring this up in terms of how to change your life in 4 months is I think, listen guys, here's what you can do in the meantime, right? In 4 months, if you did nothing but Orthotropics and you chewed gum, you kept your tongue on the roof of your mouth, especially the gum thing, because you're going to build up a good strong muscle. I haven't done it for a while. I've been lazy with it, but you're going to build a good solid face shape. You're going to be able to, you know, grow these muscles out here, up here, the pterygoid muscle, which, you know, I discovered that a few years ago, that it adds an extra bump here and some roundness to the face. It's nice. You're going to be able to build hollow cheeks. You're going to be able to shoot your cheekbones up a little bit, maybe a couple millimeters. But these guys, especially here, you know, add some strength and width around your face. You're going to be able to do that. In 4 months, you're going to be able to make some major changes. You're going to look a lot better, right? You can do that continuously over the whole time. Now, in 4 months, if you went to the gym religiously and worked your balls off, and I'm saying 6 days a week hard compound lifts, you know, followed by isolation lifts, you're going to be in pretty good fucking shape, you know, especially if you're eating well. It doesn't matter what position you start in, you're going to look fantastic, guys. Believe me, in 4 months, that's a long time to be training. What is that, like 120 days? That's a lot of time to be training if you're only missing 1 day a week. So you're going to look in better shape. You're going to have a much stronger jawline. You're going to have a better face, you know, cheekbones, everything, hollow cheeks. You're going to look fantastic. If you sleep well for those 4 months, if you take care of your skin, if you exfoliate, if you put cream on your face, etc., you know, some natural, I don't know, shea butter, avocado butter, whatever, some natural, organic, unrefined butters or something like that, you can get them on Amazon. They're fantastic, okay? Write that down. Put them on your face, you're going to look great. At the end of that, you could get a haircut or something, really trim yourself up, make yourself look fantastic. Now, that's kind of the outer layer. That's kind of that shit going on. But as I said at the start of the video, you can learn something and be competent at it in 20 days. So like we said, that's around about 6 skills that you're going to be able to learn in 4 months. So randomly, okay? To become competent, with 20 hours, I think you could probably become competent at any language. And that's 20 hours of decent learning. Okay, so that's like solid learning. And use my strategy on this. So in the English language, if I said you point at a phone, you could do that. If I said you point at the ceiling, you could do that. If I told you to point at a couch, you could do that, TV, etc. If I told you to point at a here, what can you do? If I told you to point at a there, what can you do? If I told you to point at a how, do you know what you're going to do? So in terms of language, if you use 20 hours and you just researched all those connecting words that you can't point to or make a, if you wanted to say, if you were trying to say the word triangle, you could just do that. Pretty easy. If you want to say hair, you could point, well, maybe there. If you wanted to say face, you could just go face in any language. People would probably click and know what you mean. Like I said, you can't point to a how, there, all these connecting words. If you spent 20 solid hours over the period of 20 days figuring out those connective words, you could point at the rest. So you could probably go to any country and use all those connecting words, the ands, etc., the thus, the how, the wheres, the whats, which is probably 90% of the conversation, and then point to the other shit or learn it as you go, because that's kind of picturing. You can picture stuff, you can see stuff. It's easier to learn when you can put an image to something. You can't put an image to a how. You can't put an image to a why or a there or a what. You can put an image to a chair. You can put an image to a microphone, and it's a lot easier to learn over time, or a phone or a mouse or a keyboard or a screen. It's very easy to do. So I think over 20 hours you could easily learn, the basics of a language and have those 90% keywords kind of wrapped up if you really went for it. Over the period of, like I said, 20 hours. And I mean focused learning, no distractions. Now, I'm going to have to come up with another 5, and I haven't thought of this. But if you thought to yourself, okay, I want to learn how to use, let's say you want to start a business and you need a certain type of skill. If you wanted to learn coding, okay? In 20 hours, you're not going to be the world's best coder. You're not even going to be an expert. You might not even be able to code a whole website. But in 20 hours of focused learning, I guarantee you will be at a competent level where you can make a basic website or you could do basic commands. I guarantee you guys, if you use 20 hours of that. Now, I mentioned it earlier, something like Photoshop. If you did the same thing for that, you could become very competent in that. If you use some music software and use 20 hours of focused learning, you could probably become very competent in that, based on the research this guy on the TEDx talk said. And that's the same with filming. It could be the same with making podcasts, like social speaking, social talking. If you did 20 hours of podcast, which is like 20 episodes, maybe 40 episodes, you're going to be a good fucking host, right? Now you can see what I mean, and you've got to match that to your skill set. You've got to match that to what you want to achieve in life, what you want to do. Now, in 4 months, like I said, you can do all this other shit naturally. You can hit the gym and train like a motherfucker for 4 months for the rest of your life. Who knows what you're going to do? But for 4 months, you can train like a lunatic. Everyone can sacrifice that. You can eat clean. You can stay away from things like alcohol. Apologies. But it tastes very good. And like I said in the other video, I'm very pissed off because there's a lot of people coming at me in terms of men's industries. I don't have an open voice in terms of the men's industry right now. If I mention testosterone, it's like a shadow ban on every platform. I got banned from Facebook for mentioning testosterone. It's ridiculous. But going to the gym, orthotropics, things like this, eating clean, you can do them as part of your daily natural routine for 4 months. And then in between that, you can learn 6 new skills. Now think about that, guys. Okay? So if you've got a certain industry that you want to conquer and you're doing those other 2, 3 health things at the same time, you're getting a good night's sleep, that's 4, you're watching less TV, you're not masturbating, only takes like 30 days to get rid of a bad habit or to make a habit, or 21 days to get rid of a bad habit or make a habit. But, in that period of time, 21 days, like we said, that's another 6 bad habits that you could break. You could quit smoking in 21 days. You could quit alcohol in 21 days. You could then quit masturbation in 21 days and porn. You could then quit getting up late and going to bed late in 21 days. You could then quit, eating junk food. You could then quit using technology too much. And then during the same time, because it takes 21 days to build a habit, you could include reading a book every 20 days and finishing one. You could include learning something every single day for an hour. You could include going for a run every morning, going to the gym. Can you see what I mean, guys? Like, people think that in order to become a successful man, in order to become this champion man, you need like 10 years of effort and progress. You don't. That just drains you. It's not going to happen like that. Hopefully you do it in an accelerated rate, and by the time it gets to 10 years, you're adding shit that you didn't even think you'd have to add. But it really, and I used to say 3 months, but I've extended it to 4 because I think 4 obviously it gives you a little bit more time, but I think 4 is a little bit more realistic. But in 4 months, you can really change your life. You can add 6 new habits. You can get rid of 6 old habits. You can learn 6 new skills comprehensively. You can get in great shape. You can do orthotropics, grow your face, your jaw. If you don't know what that is, check out our channel. In 4 months, if you wanted to start a business or something, you could easily make, I don't know, let's say you're doing a podcast, you can make 50 episodes if you really wanted to. Anything you want to do in that time frame, guys, you can really do. But it's more the habits. Like I said, it takes 21 days to build a habit, according to research. I think it's the book, The Habit Loop, and it takes around about 21 days to kill a habit. That's 6 shit things in your life that you can get rid of, and 6 great things that you can add to your life. You're going to be a new man at the end of that, especially, like I said, if you're hitting the gym, you're keeping yourself clean, you're saving your money and investing it in different shit, you're not drinking, you're not whatever. Obviously, there's an occasion like I'm doing tonight where you can do stuff like that. But you can really change your life in 4 months, and a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people think it takes years, but it really doesn't take that long. And even on things like lockdown, I'm doing press-ups every day, I'm doing squats every day, and yeah, I've lost a bit of size, it's not as good as it was, but you can keep up together with these things. And this should be a challenge for all of us out there. As soon as lockdown ends, we should just say, all right, fuck it, this is 4 months of just commitment in my life. Let's say it ends at the end of May. We've got June, July, August, September. Bang, 4 months, go for it. Let's say it ends at the end of August, September, October, November, December. What the fuck are you doing in the winter anyway? It's cold, we're all indoors. You might as well commit yourself to these 4 or 5 goals or 6 goals. Add 6 things to your life, take away 6 things. It can all be done, guys. It can all be done. Like, there's so many things that we can do, and 2 things you can do at once, 3 things you can do at once. Like, you can remove 6 things, add 6 things, change your lifestyle, change your habits. Everyone thinks it takes forever. It only takes around about 4 months to change your life. Unless you've got addictive behavior, then it's very, very tough. Like, I can drink 4 or 5 of these tonight and then never drink again for 4 or 5 years if I wanted to. But if you've got addictive behavior, then watch out. But like I said to you guys before, it takes 3 months to change your life. I'm changing that to 4. I'm giving you more time. I'm giving you more time to achieve more shit. It really is that easy, guys. If it takes 20 hours to become competent at a skill, and it takes 21 days to learn a habit, and it takes 21 days to get rid of an old habit, what's your excuse, guys, over 4 months? Like we said, if you learn for an hour a day, then they're both on the same timeline. So you could add 6 things to your life. You could take away 6 shit things from your life. You could learn 6 new skills, You could, as we were saying, you could get to the point where you're the man that you wanted to be. I personally think 6 things is enough to turn you from a bum to a successful man. I personally think. Like we said, you can learn 6 new skills. That's enormous. You can get rid of 6 bad habits. You can add 6 new habits. Imagine you with 6 new great habits and 6 new skills. That's an unrecognizable person. Now, I know I'm waffling on, guys, and I think this is probably to blame. But it's going to change your life. And it did it for me. I did the whole NoFap thing, the gym thing. I did success. I did orthotropics, and I got rid of a lot of shit out of my life that I was doing. I stopped going out on nights out. I stopped chasing women. When you exchange those things, guys, honestly, it only takes around about 4 months. And then you're in a routine. You're in a pattern. It's just part of your lifestyle. It's part of who you are. Then you can add more shit. But I truly believe it's that first 3 to 4 months where you can change everything. Once you get in that cycle, that routine, that habit, and you start seeing results in various areas, it's easy, guys. It's very, very easy.